Welcome everybody to the GSC Invitational. This is the main event. It's the highest paying tournament of GSC in the world. Right now our prize pool is $350. Remember to support the legacy. Donate to the tournament. All the money goes to the players. Now, as it's round one, I believe these players deserve an introduction. We have in the blue corner ZiloXX, who in the past has represented Argentina in World Cups, I'm pretty sure. And he has participated in many tournaments. At the time of me consulting the spreadsheet in SPL, he has 4 wins and 7 losses. He has played in SPL, Roa PL, and currently also ADPL. While in the red corner, hailing from Italy, is your favorite player. We have an up-and-comer, did not participate this year in SPL as a GSCer, to my knowledge, but he has, in the past, made it very far in the GSC Cup. He has, in the, the Classic, the Smogon Classic, beaten Solwind in a game of GSC, outmaneuvering him. He is very unexpected with many different movesets and isn't afraid to try the weirdest things out there. We have Helpona, also known as Coco. He goes by many names. Now, going into this game, a lot of players actually expect Coco to win, which is interesting to say that versus an SPL opponent. It's not every day you're going to see something like that. Let's see how it goes. Game 1. It's a best of 3 double elimination. We have a Cloy lead who goes for spikes as the Cloy takes double edge damage. Now, Snorlax could have Thunder and stay in an attack, could set up, could go to its own Cloyster. Zilo goes to his Cloyster, but is forced out immediately by Coco's Gengar as he switches to Houndoom. Now, this could be tricky. Some players might stay in there, but unfortunately, T-Bolt doesn't 3-hit KO the Houndoom. So it's really risky if you're going to stay in and go for, say, Dynamic Punch or Hypnosis. In any case, it gets pursued out. Raikou comes in. So what we're seeing from Coco's team is something that looks to be pretty aggressive. Raikou, Gengar, Cloyster. There is a Meganium. So Meganium and Houndoom. I've seen this squad before. I've seen something like that. Fire plus Grass. I don't know why. Don't ask me why, but there's like probably a Rhydon or something. Zapdos. I never know the movesets for the Meganium, but Body Slam. Body Slam Meganium is kind of ass, in my opinion. We do have Cloyster with a Miracle Berry lead. Alright. So that's going to check out for my bingo card. I'll show you the bingo card. Of course, you can see it in the community. You can see it in the Discord. Okay, there's a Golem. All right. Not quite a Rhydon, but is the last an electric, or are we going to have our first electricless team of the tour? I don't know. Cloyster. Now this Cloyster is at odds of the likes of Snorlax with the presence of Golem. Zilo seems to like Golem. The Cloyster can die, in the long run, and so Coco will struggle to have spikes up, which seems like it's the key play to leverage his slew of special attackers. He does have a Lovely Kiss Snorlax. The meta does seem to be shifting towards that a lot now, as of late. Maybe Coco's last is also a golem. We see hidden power. It's probably ice on the Meganium. On the Zapdos hitting the Meganium. Meganium is setting up slowly but surely. And it's not very threatening right now. Oh, Ice Beam. Cool. That was also a good turn to click it in general. Nice double. I think Coco's only way of beating this Meganium is by getting a para, as the Meganium, after 2 or 3 Swords Dances, can become a big problem. There is the para. Para, full para. Hidden power, ice. Gengar. Gengar coming in. All these callouts. This is kind of... all of these perfect switches with no damage. We've seen at least 3. And there's a crit. And no para from the Meganium's Body Slam. Now, Meganium is paralyzed, and that is kind of sucky. Zilo brings in Houndoom. Houndoom is slower than Zapdos, so it's interesting. It looks like he miscalled the Hidden Power Ice, wanted to preserve his Golem. But now he's going back to the Snorlax, which looks like it's asleep. Is it a sleep talk? We have yet to see a sleep talker. Okay. Wow, the meta really has shifted. To have so many lovely Kislax. Zilo not waking up his own Snorlax probably means he has a Boom or a lovely Kislax of his own. And it's just incredible because we're in a new era. We're in a new era of GSC. Cloyster going for that spike. Of course, yes, he does have a Gengar with which to defend the spikes. But that's going to be very scary because of Golem. Golem can Oko Gengar with Earthquake. So coming in on a Rapid Spin isn't going to be easy. But if there is someone that can pull it off. And there is our first Electricless team. All right. If there is someone that can pull it off, it would be Coco, because he's making some pretty good switches. He booms on the Machamp, because that Machamp looks to be pretty threatening. Oh, and an Espeon in the back. Just when you thought there were enough special attackers, in comes another one. And now this team by Zilo looks extremely threatened by the Espeon. I've never seen a more dire situation. Golem definitely dies to Psychic here. And so does Cloyster, so does Meganium, so does Lax. So, it looks like game 1 is going to go to Italy, to Coco. Now, hopefully I did get the flag right for Zilo, but yeah, any case, game 1 is going to Coco. That's pretty cool. Very cool teams. Instead of having a Golem in the back, Coco decided to opt for a little less defense in exchange for more offense. And it paid off really well. I have to say the team synergized really well. And to be fair, Zylo's team also seems to have some sort of synergy. Although it didn't quite pay off in this matchup. On to game 2. Remember that if you're enjoying these games, to like and subscribe. Armageddon, we have a T-Tar lead. T-Tar lead is typically actually afraid of Exeggutor. But it's very, very scary because it's all out attacking Tar. And it doesn't like getting Giga Drained. So, because it doesn't have much with which to threaten the Eggy. The Eggy so far has been dealing a lot of damage and spreading paralysis. We have a full para. And this is actually looking pretty... Oh, shit. That's not good. That's really not good for Coco, because he might not have something in the back for this Eggy. Oh, dear. Hidden Power, Fire, Stun Force, and Psychic. 3 for 1 with the Eggy. Damn, son. And he took out all of the champ checks in the process. Oh! Lovely Kiss coming in clutch. Once again, we see Lovely Kiss. This is insane. Coco might just make it back now. He has a T-Bolt with which to hit the Cloy. Ride on. Oh no, that's not something you want to see here. This is looking really bad for Coco. What a comeback. Come on. Let's see how it goes. D-Punch. That's his best shot. He does get the confusion, but he's going to need at least one more and then some. Tries to predict here. I guess he calcs that Earthquake wouldn't have killed if he has it. Wouldn't have killed the Cloyster switch. But he did get 2 confusions, 3 confusions. So he does take out the Ride-On, but that doesn't change the fact that Cloyster is in the back for a boom. All these Mons are weak to Machamp. Zapdos. Steelix can't touch the Zapdos because if it booms, then it just makes Xylo's life easier. Coco's going to try and be a little bit prediction heavy, but his Lax is on death's door. It does boom and it doesn't even kill. What the hell? I've never seen that. I've never seen a Zapdos survive a Steelix explosion. Yep, this is it, guys. Cloyster outspeeding everything. Oh, it also has Ice Beam. This looks like another meta shift, huh? Damn. I'm not up to speed with why these things are so good. Looks like it paid off. These players are 1 for 1. Zilo is on the board. And who will be moving on to the winner's side? And who will be moving on to the loser's side? Find out now. Do consider subscribing if you liked this. We know it's a different game. We got Tarlead this time again versus Vaporeon. Well, it was Zap, but it switched to Vaporeon. Prompting in the Zap. Zilo predicts, goes to Snorlax. Coco switches to his Snorlax this time. Does he know that he's absorbing sleep? It looks like he might have known because he managed to preserve 2 normal resists for this Curse LK Snorlax. Of course, there is always a chance that that last move is something aside from rest. But one way or the other, Steelix looking pretty good here. 4E. And yet another nice switch. Not game-changing, but still a nice switch nonetheless. This time, he uses his Tar to pivot in the Zapdos and prompt in the Lax. What a sequence of double, triple switching even. As Zilo brings in a team I've never seen before. With Tentacruel on the same team as Vaporeon. I've never seen Tentacruel Vaporeon. Mirror Coat? Jesus. Coco going for it anyways, knowing that if he lands the Thunder, it's gonna kill the Zapdos. Mirror Coat Tentacruel. What world? That's cool. It looks like it's specifically designed to take out Zapdos. And Coco, taking some damage, but in the process manages to remove the threat of Tenta. But in comes Eggy. Last Mon Eggy. This looks actually kind of annoying for the Vaporeon. But can the Eggy live long enough to stay threatening as Fori comes in? Fori on Fori action. Hidden Power Fire. Zilo might not have been hoping for that. Maybe he was expecting a boom. We're going to see just now. Boom. And you see in these good offense games, there's a lot of 2-for-1s. Fori, of all things, manages to take out 2 pokes, which is pretty cool. That's the biggest number so far. It's only been topped by Eggy in the previous game. It was Eggy, right? Or was it a different Mon? I'm kind of lost. Anyways, Tar. What was it? Yeah, it was Eggy. Okay, sorry. I was just going back to see. Okay, so the Tar burn really hurts the licks. It's actually looking kind of threatening here. Roars in the licks again. Roars a second time. Interesting. This Tar is actually looking pretty threatening for Coco's team. This could be bad. Okay, and a crit. Okay, bringing up all of the HP back, and now all of a sudden, it's looking like this is Coco's game to lose. Not quite over yet. Not quite over yet. Goes hard Tar. Interesting. Forcing himself to click the dynamic punch, but it does pay off because at least the threat of confusion is enough. Now with 2 booms, the licks should be just fine to go for an explosion. Meaning that this Vaporeon is cooked unless it has something special. Something special like Sub. No, it doesn't. Giga Drain. Yep. Alright. Rest. I really don't know what odds you have of surviving. Even without the boom. Well, that was so insane. I don't really think there is much that needs to be said here. This was a good game. Coco showed up, and Zilo put up a really good fight. I hope you guys enjoyed. And take care on the next one.